Hello again, and welcome back to another episode of Vinyl with Tastes. I'm Oldskool Pat, here with Dancehall Neil.
How you doing?
And today we're going to have some Ramones mania going on. So talk about our favorite Ramones, also our favorite solo Ramones stuff, and we brought some goodies. Neil brought some goodies from his house, and we're shooting in my apartment. So
yeah, I don't know. The problem with the Ramones is like you could probably do like a dozen of them, but you know, I mean, where do you really start? You can start at the beginning.
That's true.
It's 1974.
Yeah, I have a really good bootleg album that I taped, and it was called Blitzkrieg '76, live in Connecticut.
Huh.
And I didn't bring that out here because it's on a tape, but
That's like a tape you recorded.
yeah, it was really good, early stuff.
Well, I'm sure they still sounded good in '76. You know, they had their shit together.
Not totally.
A couple years of fucking around.
Yeah. And of course, everybody knows.
I mean, does that really like when you listen to that? Are you really like, oh, that's so different? Or is it just like, oh, that's kind of like what they sounded like in 77, 78?
No, it's definitely, I mean, it's a primitive. You can tell that it's, you know, and you have Tommy back there, you know, who's really, you know, in his first few years of drumming as a non-drummer. But it was neat to hear the audience reaction, because there's literally nothing that sounds like the Ramones at that time, you know.
So they're just like, ugh.
Yeah, just like a wall of noise hitting them. You know?
And buzzsaw, like chainsaw guitars and shit.
Yeah. I was lucky. I was fortunate. I did get to see the Ramones when they, in fact, were still alive. I saw but I saw the CJ version.
That's still good.
Yeah,
I like CJ.
I do too. He's
like
really nice.
Bad chopper.
Have you ever met CJ?
No.
Really approachable guy. You know, like ex-Marine, real.
I would say he's not aging that well.
Yeah, no, he looks old as shit, doesn't he? God damn.
Mark Ramone, you know that's a wig on Mark.
I was going to say, it's been talked about that's been.
Go on, man.
You know, he's been wearing a wig for a while too.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I don't know, because I know I'm losing it. I think I might pull a long black wig one day. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. And you know, I was on social media the other day, and they were talking about Ramones core being the genre now. Have you heard that? Ramones core?
No.
I guess it's I mean, I can only imagine that it's derivative of, you know, the Ramones music sounding or something like that.
So like Weasel and Queers and stuff, how they turned into like a Beach Boys, Ramones kind of stuff, Riverdale, but that's 90s stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like there's no Ramones. That's a fake genre.
Ramones core?
That's a fake genre.
If anybody's watching that's in the Ramones core, let us know what a Ramones core band is, and then
that's a fake genre.
It's like the Midwest emo or something.
Midwest emo's
that's a real thing.
That's probably a real thing, but the Ramones, that's a fake genre.
Yeah. Well, of course, everybody knows how legendary and groundbreaking the first Ramones album was when it came out. You know, there was nothing like it on the time. Radio hated it and all that, but you know, there's a lot of different formats you can get the first Ramones album on. It's
probably 8-track.
Probably on everything.
Wax cylinder.
I guess the advantage would be, you know, pre-streaming era, the advantage would have been to get the CD reissue, because it had all the bonus tracks and all the demos on it, where you get the tracks with Joey Ramone singing stuff like I Want to Be Your Boyfriend. He's singing it with like in his voice, he's like, la, you know, he's like
the bonus tracks off the first album, I think I don't know if it's the first or second album, that it's like 15 live songs.
Yeah. And one of the ways I got the first album was on All the Stuff and More Volume 1, which is it's their first two albums on one CD. And in the 90s, it was a good thing to have. It was a cheap way to have both the first and the second album being Leave Home, together with lots of demos and bonus tracks.
Then they had the Mania albums 1 and 2.
Oh yeah,
those were like 30 songs a piece, man.
Ramones Mania was great. I mean, when I was 18 years old, I wore that one out. I mean, and you know, when I was 18 and in full blown, you know, Ramones Mania myself, you know, I'd listen to all their albums chronologically in a row. I'd do dorky things like that.
Well, that's the only way to do it.
Yeah. Oh, this is All the Stuff and More Volume 2, which is on a cassette. But yeah, it has the same amount of demos and bonus tracks on it, and it continues with the second. In other words, all 4 albums on All the Stuff and More 1 and 2. Number 1, you get the self-titled first album, Leave Home, and then All the Stuff and More Volume 2, you get Road to Ruin and what was that one before Road to Ruin? Oh, Rocket to Russia, of course. Rocket to Russia. Yeah. So
I have all the albums, but they're CDs. Because, you know, you don't get bonus tracks on all of them either, just the Sire stuff.
Yeah.
And then they break away. You know what they should do is they should re-release all the later stuff with bonus tracks.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're out there. They have to be.
Yeah. What's your favorite song in the first album, Neil? You got one?
Oh, I like Chainsaw.
Chainsaw's good. What's the one where they constantly mispronounce massacre as massacre?
Yeah,
Is that
that's it, yeah.
Yeah, that one got on my wife's nerves for some reason. But because of the mispronunciation. But yeah, it's hard to pick a song on the first
I think
one.
he's trying to do that whole British accent thing with that. That's what I always thought. But
Yeah.
because I mean, is that how they pronounce it over there?
A massacre in
Yeah,
New York?
is it?
I don't think so.
No, in England.
No, I don't think so.
That's what I always thought. No.
On the second album, I got that one on vinyl.
I think he was just trying to be whimsical.
I think this is my favorite Ramones album. Is the second one. It really,
Man.
it's just a sonic blast. And my favorite Ramones song is probably "Susie is a Headbanger." I don't know why, but that's on the second album.
I don't have a favorite album. I just, it's like a collective. It's like a board of albums.
Do you have any favorites off of Leave Home though?
On Leave Home.
Glad to see you go.
I like Commando.
Commando.
I mean, that was so like militant sounding, you know.
I like the ballad "What's Your Game."
Yeah.
I like that. It's like a real beachy kind of feel.
We're gonna kill that girl. I like that. It's a fast one.
It's a quick one.
It's crazy just to look at the time lengths on it. Like 2 minutes, minute 58 seconds, minute 54 seconds.
Yeah. I saw a band in Dover once do a Leave Home like cover set where they just did that album, and I think they played at the brewery, the local brewery. But it was good musically, but they were a bunch of turds. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah. Speaking
of which, I had to take a shit.
Do you remember somebody commented the last thing about playing music?
Yeah.
I don't think can we play the music without getting sued? You know,
I've been Googling that. Like, you can, but, and here's what it is. Like, you're not supposed to at all, but to get away with it on YouTube, I think you can play, like, under 30 seconds so the algorithms don't catch you or whatever.
That's cool.
But I mean, if you guys want to hear 15 seconds of songs,
yeah,
I mean, I'd be all right with that. It just seems like
a lot of times when you're talking about something like the Ramones, you just assume people know exactly what songs you're talking about.
Well, the early stuff they probably do.
Yeah. So we got the third one of vinyl, of course, being "Rocket to Russia," and another great bunch of songs. This is the last one with the original drummer Tommy on it. What do I like on here? I like Ramona. I really like that ballad. Teenage Lobotomy is a classic. Happy Family.
I Don't Care's on that either. Cruton Hop.
Rockaway Beach. Yeah, I mean, just classic after classic.
What do you think? Which one do you think Sid Vicious' favorite was?
The first one, because
it was the first
now
one.
I heard that when he learned bass, he was playing along with the first Ramones album, and I heard that
I didn't think it was the first one.
he was playing "I Don't Want to Go Down to the Basement," and
Maybe it was the first one.
They said that I think John Savage said it in Endless Dream, and he said that song "I Don't Want to Go Down to the Basement," Sid played that lick. He said he used that lick on almost every song he played afterwards. Like he just couldn't get that.
He looked like a Ramone.
Yeah, he did.
I bet John Lydon hated that. But you know what? I think, in my opinion, the Sex Pistols were all big Ramones fans when they started.
Yeah.
And then I think after meeting them and stuff, they, you know, Johnny Rotten's attitude is just like, you know,
didn't they get in a fist fight or something?
He hated everybody. I couldn't see Johnny Rotten putting his hands on anybody. But,
yeah, I mean, Johnny Ramone was a toughie.
yeah.
Yeah.
They would have fucked them up. I know they thought, well, Johnny Rotten thought they were a street gang at first. Like they were actually a gang.
The fourth Ramones album, Road to Ruin, I also have on vinyl, and it is another classic. All the first four albums are completely essential, in my opinion. And if you didn't have any other Ramones at all you need is the first four, really. Yeah. Although I do love later Ramones too, but
preferably with the bonus tracks, the Sire records,
right?
CD. Release.
Yeah, all these come in CDs with bonus tracks galore. This is the first album, of course, where Tommy was replaced by Marky Ramone, who had formerly played with Richard Hell and Voidoids and other sundry 70s bands. But I like I Just Want to Have Something to Do, which is the song that they ride in on Rock and Roll High School too on the car.
Bad Brain,
which is I'm sure where the Bad Brains got their name from. And It's a Long Way Back to Germany. She's the One. I love the song Questioningly, which is another ballad. I don't know what it is with me and Ramones ballads. But that one is a really suicidal kind of Ramones ballad, and I really like it.
I like I Want to Be Sedated because I feel like they didn't quite wear it out like Blitzkrieg Bop. Blitzkrieg Bop and Beat on the Bread are worn out.
Oh yeah, it should never.
And almost unlistenable.
Yeah, I mean,
unless you're listening to like a live version.
Punk bands out there, stop covering Blitzkrieg Bop. Stop doing it, please.
So one of my favorite live bands to listen to on record is Ramones. It's Gigi, Ramones, and
you're talking about listening to live records?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably, I would put them before Gigi live on record.
Yeah.
Because all of their songs live on record sound different because, you know, like they're faster and Joey Ramone changes the vocal just a little bit.
Yeah.
He changes it. So it's almost like a different song. So
like
Loco Live, oh my God, that might as well be new versions of those albums.
Yeah, I got Loco Live I got it on cassette. So that was the era I saw them, and it was probably the same set list.
And the production is different on that too.
Great production. CJ was talking about how you'd have Ramones recording. When they recorded, you played at one speed, and live would be a different speed.
Yeah.
And that was done on purpose.
Well, it's good. It makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I know, like, I have a bunch of live records, and you have a bunch of live records of like, you know, different shit. And it to me, it's either like the band is worse live, or they sound too much like the record. Because then it's like, you know, why get the fucking record? You know?
Definitely. Oh, I wanted to show you all this.
And that comes with like a comic book, right?
Yeah, this is a really good box set for the Ramones. Weird Tales of the Ramones with comic book and 3D glasses and.
I was thinking about buying that just for the comic book though, because I have all the songs on the albums. But
let me see, pull it out for you.
Oops. Oh, he's pulling it out, folks.
This is a really neat
Watch
comic
your eyes.
book. It's still got the 3D glasses in it and the 3D stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I got Ramones postcards in here too. Nice. Very nice stuff. But as far as Ramones anthologies, compilations go, that's a good one to have. And Weird Tales of the Ramones is one of the better anthologies with just the highlights of their goes through the whole musical career all the way to the last album, Adios Amigos. And there's a bonus disc on it with all their music videos.
And this costs 10 cents, as you can see in the upper left corner.
This came out in 2005.
A cool way to see the Ramones animated early would be through the Punk magazine, because they animated the Ramones like all the time. You know.
Yeah.
So what this isn't like a. Oh wait, I guess there's little stories in here.
It's different. They commissioned
Marky taking a shit.
All different, these different comic artists, comic illustrators, to do it.
This is the 4th shit I've taken today. Or however, you know, I can't do it in New York.
That's not bad. That wasn't bad.
Bernie Sanders.
Chocolate.
Nice. Richie. I heard Richie was a real dick.
I don't know. I never met him. he's one of the ones that I never saw.
You know, Elvis.
I never saw him.
Blondie drummer.
Yeah, Elvis Ramones.
I heard that on YouTube.
What did he do? One show with them?
Yeah,
or
you
something?
can hear it on YouTube, and they said how much he sucked.
Yeah. Because he's Blondie's drummer. Come on, he can't do that.
I didn't think he did that bad. They were, you know, why they said he sucked on that during that show is because he wasn't as fast as what the band wanted. It was still good, but he couldn't play that fast.
Yeah, they were like,
he slowed the band down.
yeah, and that throws you off.
Yeah,
a band like them. After the fourth album came the fifth one, which was End of the Century. The Phil Spector album. Did you like that one?
I like that one.
My wife.
The bonus tracks are great.
Yeah, I kind of dig the old retro feel of "Baby I Love You."
Well, I'm a Spector fan anyway, so, except for his stuff with the Beatles. And that stuff he did right before he got locked up, that shit was awful. Like the Starship stuff, and he produced his like girlfriend's pop album. Good God, I'm glad I didn't buy any of that.
He really took out the guitar of the Ramones sound.
Yeah, you mean production wise? I thought the songs were great.
Yeah,
but
it would have been interesting to hear like what the songs would have sounded like without the Spector Wall of Sound. I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean that was a collaboration.
Yeah.
It was different.
Yeah.
And then, you know, after that, the Ramones went through they changed the band drastically. At one point had synthesizers. And even though Johnny Ramone doesn't admit it, he did use some lead guitar. Unless that wasn't him and they overdubbed other guitar. But I remember reading that he claimed that he'd never, like, really experimented with leads.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I read that too.
Somebody's fucking doing it, though, you know what I mean? There's some leads. Post 1980.
After End of the Century came Subterranean. No. It was Pleasant Dreams. The sixth one was Pleasant Dreams.
Yeah.
It had like You Sound Like You're Sick on it. She's a Sensation.
And we have the tape.
All's Quiet in the Eastern
The
Front.
tape with the videos on it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get that on DVD.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about? It has all the videos.
Are you talking about
Music
Lifestyles
videos.
of the Ramones?
Yeah.
But that is included as a fourth disc on here.
What?
Yeah, and the Weird Tales of the Ramones set. There's 3 DVDs of music, and the fourth one
And that's the
is
Lifestyle.
Lifestyles of the Ramones, see, and more.
Huh.
So it does all of Lifestyles of the Ramones, and that stopped in 1988, of course. It stopped right around the time they did I Believe in Miracles. But this DVD keeps going on, and it does like the Spider-Man, the 90s stuff. Like Poison Heart.
It continues with the videos.
And I Don't Want to Grow Up.
Oh, that's
And
good.
all that. Yeah.
Did not know that. See, that's why you should never be like, fuck compilations if you think you got it all, because there's little snippets. Of course, I wouldn't pay like $40 for the set. But,
No.
but that is cool. You get all those videos like that.
After Pleasant Dreams, then comes Subterranean Jungle. When I was growing up, in the early 90s to the late 90s, that was the unavailable Ramones album. I couldn't get a copy of Subterranean Jungle to save my life back then. This is internet Napster, LimeWire.
Was it an import?
You just couldn't get it. It was way out of print, Sire, and Subterranean Jungle. It's just impossible. It's the one I never was able to have.
Well, it was either
back then.
So it was that meant it was either unpopular or very popular.
Yeah. Well, what's on it? Let's see. Psychotherapy, Time Bomb, Outsider. I really like Outsider.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's different.
Yeah. So we did.
No, there's a cover on that album too.
We did 4. 5 was in the Century, 6 Pleasant Dreams. So Subterranean Jungle. Number 8, Too Tough to Die.
Too Tough to Die. Their descent into hardcore.
Yeah,
Warthog and
yeah. I like Too Tough to Die. It was their comeback record after the really going for the pop stuff.
The bonus tracks are great on that one.
On what, Too Tough to Die?
Yeah.
What do they have on
that? They do a Stones cover on that, I think.
I don't know. I liked the Dee Dee songs. Endless Vacation, Warthog.
Yeah.
Those are good. Even the poppy stuff, Howling at the Moon, Sha-La-La. It's like a guilty pleasure, right?
I'm brain farting all over that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The cover that they did on it?
I don't remember the Rolling Stones cover. They did Substitute. That's who. Never mind.
No, it was on the bonus tracks though. It was I would still look that up if my phone wasn't right there.
Yeah. Why not? You said Ramones Rolling Stones cover?
Yeah, it's on the...
What was the Ramones Rolling Stones cover?
I don't have that information in the Ramones Rolling Stones.
I shouldn't have looked it up that way.
Just look up End of the Century track list.
End of the Century or Too Tough to Die?
Too Tough to Die with the bonus track.
Okay.
Sounds like somebody's getting moited out there.
Bonus.
Boner tracks. $85 songs.
This would be better if I could do it. Okay. Expanded edition. 2006 Okay, here we go. Tracks, please.
You got that privacy screen.
Oh.
Street
Oh, here we
Fight
go.
Man.
Street Fighting Man. There it is. You could stream it for $1.29. I don't think I've ever heard the Ramones cover Street Fighting Man.
Howling at the Moon. That was. I like it how it's like, oh, Out of Here is good too. The Mama's Boy demos. See, the demos are good. Look, Too Tough to Die with Dee Dee singing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I want to check.
He's a shredder. You know, they said he was
Yeah.
the original vocalist for the band. Was going to be, but he kept shredding his voice.
Oh, yeah?
Because he couldn't sing. He wasn't, oh, you know, he was just like, ah, you know how he does.
Yeah.
La, la, la.
That really makes me want to get that, buy that, or download
You should.
the Too Tough to Die Expanded Edition just so I can hear it. Because there's like, clearly like 15 to 20 bonus songs on
Yeah.
that thing.
I'm
That's
telling you, man,
good.
those bonus tracks are beasts.
Yeah. After Too Tough to Die came Animal Boy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I always liked that one. I bought that one in Philly.
Yeah.
CD, of course. And here, this is when the bonus tracks cease. And that's a Sire one, right?
Yeah, this is still Sire.
You can't get that with bonus tracks on.
No kidding.
True story. That's where they cut it. After Too Tough to Die, they cut them.
Who was drumming on Too Tough to Die? Was it Richie or was it?
No. Yeah, it was Richie.
Okay, so that was the first
It
one.
was
Was Richie was
Yeah.
Too Tough to Die. Richie continues drumming on Animal Boy. His drumming's really good.
I didn't like him as a drummer. I don't
Really?
I don't count him as a drummer. I don't count him as a member, really. He wasn't in it long enough.
Well, he did a few albums.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't like him.
They said technically.
Look at the producer on that.
Jean Beauvoir. I remember Jean Beauvoir basically because he was this really strange looking cat.
Yeah.
He black dude with a pink mohawk,
Yeah.
really thick, really long pink mohawk.
Great bassist.
Was he? Who did he play bass for?
He was in
Was he in like Sig Sputnik or something like that? That's what he looked like.
I thought he was in. I thought he spent time with the Plasmatics.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. He totally looks like a plasmatic.
Yeah.
Now that you mention
He
it.
was the black guy with the mohawk.
Oh, okay. Yep. There you go.
What a weird band, huh?
Yeah.
What a weirdo band. But you know, I don't want to get too off topic. Start talking about the Plasmatics.
I did hear
That
somebody
would be a good
said,
spotlight, artist spotlight.
Yeah. Definitely. I did hear somebody say that. Technically Richie's a better drummer than Marky. So, what's a good song on?
Well, I guess that could be
Animal
true,
Boy.
but still, how technical do you want your Ramones? You want them like a prog rock band?
No, absolutely not. Somebody put something in my drink. Was something that my
Isn't that a weird one?
then 2-year-old son knew word for word, and he'd go, "Somebody put something in my drink." That was great. Yeah, he grew up on that stuff.
Mental Health's quick, like fast.
Bonza Goes to Bitbird.
Something to Believe in. That's kind of like a ballad there.
Yeah.
What a cover.
After Animal Boy was Halfway to Sanity, and
Again, no bonus track. Somebody
yeah.
should boycott that.
yeah,
I'd rebuy them.
yeah. The Halfway to Sanity album, it had Go Little Camaro Go,
Mm-hmm.
which was a duet he sung with Debbie Harry. It had I Want to Live. It had Bop Till You Drop, Garden of Serenity.
I like that one. Where it's almost like metally.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I'm a little kid buying Thrasher magazine in the mid-'80s. And I read, from Thrasher, that's where I first heard the words Sex Pistols, Dead Kennedys, and Ramones.
Was that your first Ramones album you bought?
Yeah, the first one I bought, Halfway to Sanity, which is, it's I wouldn't say it's a good introduction to the Ramones. I like the album, but it's just not representative of that band.
Well, no, but what it is an introduction.
Yeah. After Halfway to Sanity came.
I mean, if you bought that and you really loved it, you're gonna love everything.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and I really did. I mean, there was one song on there, again, a ballad, Bye Bye Baby. Yeah. I like that one.
Yeah, that's like my favorite one.
I associate that with something like
the slowest and longest song they ever played
was Bye Bye Baby.
Probably.
Wow.
And then Brain Drain, right?
Brain Drain was after that.
That was a strange one.
That's the one where Dee Dee's got one foot halfway out the door, and what was on there? Palisades Park. I Believe in Miracles.
The big song, the Pet Sematary.
Pet Sematary was the biggest song off that album.
That's a great song, though.
It is.
And live, they kill it live every time on the records. You know?
Yeah.
On the live records.
Yeah, Pet Sematary was the first time I watched their video, and I was like, wow, Dee Dee and Marky are both wearing wigs. I mean, if that wasn't the wig Dee Dee was wearing in that video for Pet Sematary, then I don't know if he really...
I don't think it's a wig. I know he cut his hair short.
Yeah.
He wasn't bald.
Yeah.
And I can prove it to you, because then he's got short gray hair, he buzzed it off. It's not bald.
Yeah.
Marky's bald, though. You can't be 8,900 years old and fucking have thick, luscious black hair your whole life.
True.
I mean, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
that's true. I mean, good God.
I'm not knocking him. I'm saying I don't want to see Marky bald. I don't want to see that shit.
No.
It's disgusting.
No, you're right.
Keep that in.
After Brain Drain,
Get out of here.
Dee Dee's out. After Brain Drain, the next one they brought CJ in.
And CJ, yeah.
And
Cool.
do you remember when they did that video for Merry Christmas, I Don't Want to Fight Tonight? And he was all like Sid Vicious and CJ. I was so pissed off because I wanted to be the first Irish Ramone. But instead they gave it to this, this Marine guy, CJ. And
I bet Johnny loved that.
But yeah, I really like CJ's very approachable. He's very friendly in real life.
And I like his solo stuff. I don't like the Marky solos, the intruders. Yeah. I don't like that. But the CJ stuff, like Bad Chopper and stuff, is good.
CJ live, he does this really good version of Surfer Girl by the Beach Boys, where he gives it the full Ramones treatment. I really dug that.
Now, does he play guitar live or bass?
No, he plays bass, and he plays. Nice. I mean, he plays it at. They do it Ramones live speed, But and as a bass player, watching a bass player, I go see CJ anytime he plays close to me, forever. Just to be, just to keep the Ramones flame alive, right? But then Dee Dee leaves the band after Brain Drain, and then CJ comes in and they do. I believe that's where they switched labels after Brain Drain. That's when Ramones Mania came out and all that stuff. They did Mondo Bizarro. That's the first one where they did a different label. Yeah. Mondo Bizarro had Censor Shit.
Yeah.
And it had
Poison Heart and shit.
Yeah.
Written by Dee Dee.
So Dee Dee's still writing for him, thank God.
Until the end.
Until the end.
Making Monsters for My Friends is a Dee Dee song on Adios Amigos. And almost everything that CJ sang on, Dee Dee wrote.
Yeah.
For him.
I believe it.
Actually, probably everything, because even the Crusher on Adios Amigos was written by Dee Dee, and also he has a version on here too. His rap album. If you want to get too much into the Funky Man.
Funky Man, I was just thinking about that earlier.
Not on here. That was only available as a single.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, this is corny, but at the same time, it's like you can't look away. You can't, because it is good. It's hooky. Yeah. Debbie Harry's on it from Blondie. I don't know if you can see that, because I can't.
After Mondo Bizarro came Acid Eaters.
The cover album.
Yeah, which is great. I mean,
also released with no bonus track.
I don't know, good. So there you go. Like there's 21-year-old me playing all the albums we talked about here
What's
in
your-
a row. Boom, boom, boom.
What's your favorite cover on that album, though?
I like.
I like Have You Never Seen the Rain? Have You
That's a
Seen
good
the
one
Rain?
by Creedence. When I Was Young.
When I Was Young, that's a good one, too. My Back
Yeah.
Pages.
Yeah.
That was a good album.
7 and 7 is.
Yeah. That was pretty tight.
Yeah. Then after. What was after Acid Eaters? Is it just Adios Amigos?
They had a live one. They had a Greatest Hits live
Okay.
where they did 2 studio songs on that album, Ramones, R-A-M-O-N-E-S, and All the Way, which is another cover. And then after that, they did Adios Amigos, and then after that, they did We're Outta Here. You know that one.
Okay, yeah.
Which was like, they had a bunch of guest stars, like the Pearl Jam guy, and Dee Dee came back for a few songs.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, on
That's
that.
cool.
He screws up his timing on a couple of them. Like he starts to come in too early,
Oh, yeah.
and he's like,
I thought Dee Dee gave one of the best Rock and Roll Hall of Fame acceptance speeches ever. Did you see it where he's like, "Thank you, Dee Dee. You're the best, Dee Dee." It's basically saying, you know, I created all this and fuck you people. You know what I mean?
he's very childlike,
Yeah.
or was, I guess.
Yeah.
So they say, you know. How long have we been on?
I think this is concluding at this point. We made it all the way through.
Yeah. Well, let me talk about a couple of these. This is CDR though. I don't have this. I Hate Creeps Like You from Dee Dee. I don't know why I'm showing that. Listen to it in the car. Zonked. I got in Philly.
Is that live in Philly?
No,
What
I
is-
bought
what is-
it. I bought it in a Philly store.
What is Dee Dee Ramone Zonked?
It's an album they came out with in 1997. After the Ramones broke up, he did a solo album.
Oh, no kidding.
And then he did Hop Around, which is after that, early 2000s, with his girlfriend,
Wow.
who, I don't know why he let her sing on.
And produced by Chris Spedding, huh?
Yeah.
Who produced the Pistols early on.
This one's kind of cool, but it's also kind of boring. Greatest and latest. He's pretty much covering the Ramones. There's like Pinhead and
Creed and Hop.
Yeah. But I mean, there's other stuff on here like Time Bomb is great. Fix Yourself Up, Sidewalk Surfing, Motorbiking. Those weren't Ramones songs. Shaking All Over. But other than those songs, he pretty much just does the Ramones catalog in his own style. I like that little picture with Sid.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool. And,
He did this book too, Chelsea Horror Hotel, which I would not recommend anyone buy or read. It was bad.
Well, I'm gonna call it with this. You know, Youth Gone Mad, the '80s baby. This is Dee Dee's last thing he ever.
No good.
He ever
So it
did.
says with Dee Dee Ramone, featuring Dee Dee down there.
Yeah, which he like helped produce and write all the songs except for like Dee Dee Deceased and In the Pines. This is the last thing.
The last
area is right there.
gasp of
He looks
air.
old as fuck
Yeah,
there.
he does. Wow. All that sniffing glue.
This is only like this is like 2002.
Yeah, because that's right around the time they were inducted and he died. Yeah.
So great highlights are Horror Hospital. He sings on that one, and also False Alarm. And too off topic, but Youth Gone Mad is a weird fucking ass band anyway. Like they have like a good 7-inch. Didn't they start like really early? But then they weren't prolific at all until like the fucking 90s.
Sounds about right.
And then we'll leave you with this with the Joey Ramone solo albums.
Yes.
Well,
There were two of them, right?
There was 2. One was done after he died, and it was cleaned up by his brother, and it's awful. Have you heard it? Don't download it.
All right.
Because it sounds like he made it sound like Joey Ramone singing for Nickelback. It's awful. It looks really cool, but it's awful.
Yeah, it sounds.
The first solo album is great. I would recommend it. It came out and then he died. And Marky Ramone plays there's the drummer for that.
That's the one with Wonderful World on it.
Yeah, that's a great album. Every Ramones fan should have that one. But that second one, good night. Pretty bad.
You know, people always say, you know, where were you in this moment of time? I remember where I was when I heard Joey Ramone died. I was at this stupid Dover party where they were playing Korn and Tool, and I was like, you know, crying.
I don't think I would be able to handle a party like that.
Yeah.
I don't care how drunk I was.
That was the time. Yeah. Some people never got past it.
I think most of them around here never got past that. It's still the soundtrack to their lives. And if you're watching this video, then yeah, I think that's
Piss off.
You should subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe so you can get insulted some more. But anyway, thank you for watching this episode of Final Taste. We're the Ramones Mania, and we'll be back at you soon.
Yeah.